Hello and welcome to another update video about ICP. ICP continues to be ranging here, yeah? We don't have very clear impulsive structures into any direction. So we're dealing here with a correction, and the chart would indicate that while short-term upside is still possible, and I prefer it at the moment, I would still, it's still likely that we get that dip into a support area at some point. That's nothing that's absolutely needed, but it just means the chart is currently in a range from where it can easily drop into this support range, okay? The reason is we've had a nice rally. The market is clearly getting somewhat exhausted. How is that visible? Well, you just see here these corrective structures. So the market can still push higher, but not much higher. Looking at the indicators, for example, the MACD, you can notice here a bearish divergence between the last two swing highs and the swing highs on the MACD, lower highs on the MACD, higher highs on the price chart. The same is actually quite visible on the the relevant strength index. Also here, lower highs, okay? Something similar happened here between these two wave tops. And we have something similar on the RSI in that period. That indicates upcoming weakness, or let's say exhaustion. The market seems to be exhausted. That's just a warning, nothing else. The market isn't broken yet, or, well, the market isn't broken. The market hasn't broken down yet, but it just is an indication that, well, it's at least not clearly bullish, okay? So we are left with a situation in which the market first needs to give us a nice setup again. I don't see a clear setup at this stage, but I think it is still possible that we see a little bit further upside there against support. So I have a micro support level that can be used to measure risk. So we have here the micro support. It is possible that this B wave is, for example, still unfolding. It's a little bit unclear, but against the $10.20 level pretty much. The focus could be on higher short term. Doesn't mean that's a great trade setup or anything, or a prediction. No, it just tells us there is a micro support level, and a break below $10.20 would be a confirmation that this C wave to the downside is starting. And I've been talking about this C wave to the downside now for a while, and we just need to be a little bit patient. I think we will have a nice setup if we get a deeper pullback into that yellow support zone down there. It would allow for accumulation, for example, for anybody who's interested in it. It could be in a 1-2 setup that we're tracking here, or alternatively A, B. I still don't see the chart as high quality. It is just the hard truth. We have a lifetime downtrend. For whatever reason, I know there are plenty of reasons for that. It's a lifetime downtrend. It's a 5-wave move to the downside. So I'm watching the move up currently as a corrective rally, which still has plenty of space. And as long as the short-term trend is up, I'm focusing on higher. However, that trend is breaking below $4.10. So again, I'm not saying we will come down to $4.10, but this is support. This is the main support level from this rally. So that means as long as we're holding $4.10, the focus can overall be on higher. The closer you can position yourself to $4.10, I think the better the reward to risk ratio for a potential long trade. But if the market will come close to it, only the market will decide, of course. But it means, basically, in other words, that if we get a nice pullback into that yellow support zone, it might provide a rewarding opportunity, a nice reward to risk situation. And we have support at 832, 677, 551, and $4.10. But again, it takes a break below micro support to suggest it. For me, this correction looks really unfinished. We have a 3-wave down move here. So far, also 3 waves up, but also movement to the upside looks somewhat unfinished. So I would prefer to maybe see a little bit further upside here and then down. There is, however, no clear setup, as I said, for higher. You can, if you want to trade higher, I mean, by all means, but there are better setups out there, or there have been, like Matic, for example, which is now rallying. But there is, again, the micro support. If you know that the likelihood increases for a breakdown in wave C below that level. And until then, we could look at potentially here an unfolding C wave to the upside in the very short term. Yeah. that's just possible as long as we have no confirmation that wave C to the downside has started. So it's boring sideways action. I know it's similar to many other charts at the moment. However, ICP first needs to give us a really decent setup. And I think, the 1-2 setups are typically decent setups. It's currently, however, not very close to main support. So the reward to risk ratio isn't great from here. But, we see exhaustion. We have an initial 3-wave move down. We have a 3-wave move up at the moment. What I see as possible is this. A, B, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, as an A, B, C structure in waves B. And then if we get some kind of a breakdown signal, that could be maybe even an interesting short trade. But all we have at the moment is a potential uptrend still, short term. We haven't got a break of micro support, so I don't think we have a short trade signal. But the upside is also a bit uncertain. So it's not the cleanest chart. And I don't think we get any more clarity out of this chart at the moment. So I think it's just waiting to see if the price can still push higher. But there is no, there is just no clear upside setup. You always need a setup for the price to give you clear parameters. Well, there is one, but the support is far away down here. Okay, so I think it's interesting as an accumulation if we get a 1 up and a 2 down. So we have the 1 or the A wave, but it still takes a bit of a deeper pullback to really create that opportunity that we've now had on many other charts in recent weeks, where the price is already corrected nicely. ICP hasn't done that yet. So as soon as I see anything, any clear setup or any changes on the chart, I'll let you know. But for now, we're just ranging. Support and resistances are clearly defined. Just to name them again, we've got support at $10.20. That's the main Fibonacci support in the short term. We have small resistance here at around $13. Then we have the next resistance level at $14.25. And then the very important one up there at $16.35. And as long as we're holding 10.22 in the short term, it might be reasonable to watch for a rally in wave C here into this region. But it's only a corrective rally, okay? So it's not like anything that would be attractive from an Elliott wave point of view. No 1-2 setup. Typically, we're looking for 1-2 setups. There isn't one here. But yeah, I'll keep you updated. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.